This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, what piece of gym equipment would you grab in a zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, 3, 2, 1. I'm tired of wedding planning.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
My main question is how long have you been planning, Tom? I think is it what, a week? And he's tired of it already. Do you know what I mean?
Already. We've been
bored
planning
of it.
as soon as I proposed, which everybody can write in their diaries and send me lots of gifts, was the 9th of December. Soon, day after, bosh, straight in.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Brilliant.
Well, guest list done, mate. So you're
Guest list is done. Did I make the cut?
You made the cut. I know you got a grade as well. You got a grade because there was a rating system. There's a rating system between like 4 different categories on the Excel spreadsheet. Very sexy sheet.
Mate, as long as I got a D or above, I'll have surpassed my GCSE results, so I'm happy.
Excellent,
you know what I mean?
excellent. I mean, you'll find out if depending on what batch of invite you get sent. Basically, that's what.
Oh, really?
That's what's going to happen. Yeah. So it'd be like A's and B's will get theirs first, and then we'll have to wait for.
I'll be waiting a little while then. Fucking
exactly.
hell. I'll be the one right at the back on like row Z. Do you know, like, I'll be one of the people like the football stadium, one of the ones that can't really see much at the back, but I'll be there, so it's fine. I'll get the ticket. I'll keep it. Yeah, we were just talking before we hit record about weddings being it's the woman's day in it. Like, let's be honest. It's the woman's day, right? It's not anything to do with Tom. Let's be honest, Tom. It's nothing to do with you, mate. But yeah, Tom's got a chat at some point with is it a male wedding planner or a
correct? I've had two female wedding planners yesterday who we talked to, and obviously we're fact finding because it's a weird one. I feel like maybe because some people are like, oh right, you just hire one, right? And it's like, I don't think so. I think you've got to like the human. You're going to be working with them for the next like 9 months or whatever.
Yeah, it just never occurred to me that obviously there would need to be a personality match. It just didn't occur to me. I'd thought you would probably like go with someone who you look at their portfolio and you go, these are the weddings that they did, and you would go, oh, I like that one. But then of course it depends on what the person wanted, and really the wedding planner's job is to give people exactly what they wanted. So it's kind of not really there. I suppose some of the taste might come into it a bit. I don't know. Anyway,
correct. Yeah, because it's about like, so there's a front runner at the moment, and it's just she has done weddings in a couple of the venues that we like. So it's like, all right, that relates to like contacts and contractors and probably like speed of efficiency and stuff that she can do. All around the similar price range. But it was saying to Dan as well, like, just from it's a weird thing when you must do it as well. You have kind of like your business hat on a little bit, or just like, because we're in a service industry. I was saying to you prior, like one of them, so this was stark contrast. They were back to back. We're like, fucking hell. It might have been the fact that it was like, I had 45 minutes between each call, and it was like, they're both like an hour long. But one of them sent basically the equivalent of an email type form. So you could like answer lots of questions, at least like 15, 20 questions in as much depth as possible, and lots of like leading questions. So you end up answering them better over the thing. And then one, nothing whatsoever, like was fact finding literally on the meeting. And I was like, this meeting's not as good because you don't know who we are and what we're interested in and what you've done before and whether we've even looked at venues, because she didn't even know any of the venues we looked at. We got to like list them off. And I thought that was insane. I was like, because every single, I'm assuming both me and Dan have a type form, and there's certain questions that we'll be asking, such as training history, what they've done previously, had they ever worked with a coach before, all this kind of stuff. What would you like to get out of the fucking call? What do you want to get out of working together? Blah, blah, blah. Why did you choose me? That kind of stuff. Which is actually a good question. The first one, which I liked as well, because we were very like transparent. We were like, look, we're speaking to a few other people. Obviously, we just want to be as transparent as possible. But she was like, awesome. Who are they? And she actually asked, like, what other people am I essentially competing against? because I'd just like to know who you're putting me in the same category as. Not that obviously she didn't go, they're fucking shit, don't go with them. But it was quite interesting because obviously like she just wants to know.
She'd know what to say then, wouldn't she? She'd know what they might or say or not say, so she can pitch herself differently, right? I suppose.
The other one didn't ask, so I was like, it's crazy just from that kind of that interaction.
It's attention to detail, right? Which is, I guess, what you might want. You know?
It's a pre-meeting, a pre-sales call. That's where I'd already kind of made my decision that I was like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. It's like, you might blow me away, but I don't think for what I like as a coach or as a person, unfortunately, I like plans and structure and stuff like that. And there wasn't any. And I was like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want somebody who's going to be probably chasing their tail like 3 weeks before. And I'm like, that's the stress I'm paying you to fuck off. But Dan was then alluding. What were you then alluding to? He was about to call me a sexist. I know he was. So
I wasn't going to say anything, Tom.
No, this is an interesting thing.
I just said that I just said you had 3 calls wedding planners and you had 2 women and 1 bloke. That's all I said.
Yeah,
I think that's all I said. I think that's what I said. And you said the word sexist.
Like...
Why did you bring the word sexist, Tom?
No, because I was like,
what's sexist?
Preface, don't know which one that is. Just like, okay, certain people will 100% come with a coach. One of the reasons is because they're male. That happens, correct? Or because they're female.
I don't know, Tom. I don't know.
Yes,
Tom.
You've been in that fucking situation there.
I have no idea, Tom.
Okay, I have clients that are with me, and they will openly say they wouldn't train with a female. Maybe it's
that's very sexist of them, isn't it?
Very
sexist of them to say that, Tom.
Then there is 100% the flip side of that is people would not train with me because I'm male, and they would rather go with a female.
And that's not sexist. That's allowed.
That's fine.
That's fine to say. You're allowed to say that. That's fine. So we're okay.
But in my tiny, small little man mind, I was like, a male wedding planner. I've never put that job with a man, obviously, and not obviously, but I was like, obviously they can. I'm just gonna keep digging. Just keep
going, Tom. It's quite amusing, mate. It's quite amusing.
Because I think it's just weird because like I'm very I'm not very PC, but I'm all about equality and like anything. I'm pretty liberal and like very centre. Apparently not. Apparently I'm a massive
apparently your innate thought process goes straight to that man should not be doing that job. That was what you thought.
No,
you thought that's a woman's job. Your innate
thought
was that's a woman's job.
My thought was that generally speaking, women's nature is because it's a wedding day, it's about the woman and the attention to detail. Attention to detail is normally better from a female perspective.
Well, I've known that about both of you equally. It shouldn't be about the one, should it? Or is this one of those things we're allowed to be sexist about? We're allowed to be sexist about this one. We're allowed to say it's all about the woman on this one. We're not allowed to say that it's all about the man. That's right, isn't it? That's all right. Yeah.
Most female coaches have a better attention to detail than guys. Put out there. I've worked with loads. I work with mainly female coaches now. That's weird how that's done.
I was about to say that's not sexist because the females come out better, so it's fine. We're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're allowed to say that. I'm just getting really confused with what's sexist and what's not, and it's fine as long as we can say it as it is. But no, anyway, in all seriousness, it was when it's just something that you go, oh, like.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just of course.
It's a bit odd. It's almost like odd. It's against the social norm, so you just question it a little bit. But I agree with you. I think it's one of those where you'd assume that women will be more excited and passionate about helping a woman celebrate their day, and they probably have attention to details that I, again, as a bloke, just wouldn't pay attention to. I'd be like, 100%. We're all getting fed. What are you on about? Why does it matter if it's soup and a fucking thing? And like, give them a bread roll. Like, who cares?
It's like the pillows on the bed argument.
Literally, don't need them. Get rid of them. If we take them off every time we go to sleep, get rid of them.
I sleep on one pillow. Like Chloe, I sleep on one pillow. Like, why do we need fucking 8 on there? Or like, what are these display cushions in the room that only me and you go into?
Literally have the same conversation. I love that. Display cushions. For who?
It just looks nice, doesn't it? I'm like,
no, because I just throw them on the floor and they look shit on the floor.
Yeah, literally. I'm just like, boom, boom, and then I have to pick it up again. like in the morning. It's another admin task that I have to do before I leave. And I'm like,
and another thing for a woman to have a go at you about. Isn't it? That's really what it is. So I can't say that. It's not sexist. I mean, your partner, anyone can have a go at you about it. It's fine. Anyone can have a go at you about it.
Anyway,
but yeah, very, very strange.
I don't know how long we've ranted about that, but yeah, it was just it was an interesting thing. And I was like, oh my, I don't know. It's just like a profession. I know there's professions that are more heavily suited, not heavily suited, but dominated by certain genders.
I think that's sexist to say that. I don't think you're allowed to say that, Tom.
I can put out a guess.
You mean like bin men? There's more men of them. There's more men than women, for example.
There's definitely more. Yeah, and I reckon there's more florists that are females.
Possibly, yeah, possibly that, yeah.
Like bra and bikini models, more females.
I don't think you can say that these days, Tom. I think these days it should be that equal. I should be able to go for that job. I should be able to go for that job, and I shouldn't be laughed out of the audition room. I should be able to go for it. Do you know what I mean? Just to highlight the craziness that is the current world. But anyway, what we want to talk about, Tom, today we've lost pretty much half of our viewers. Sexist you've been so far, but whatever.
I mean, going. If I'm honest, not much is about training, and unfortunately, sorry guys.
Please don't tell me some of the sexist topics, otherwise we're really going to get cancelled.
I know. No, actually. There was a couple of things. So we'll talk about the first one. I think we got our leading thing because I just put this on my stories, and unfortunately I'm using my phone as my Instagram thing.
Sorry, before we keep going into this, I've had a few messages about the mug situation.
Interesting.
And so, are you going to bring that up, or would you bring it up?
Do we want to know the results from the poll were quite conclusive.
I actually think I asked a binary question. So I don't think you've told the whole story yet, Tom, very well, because Mike came up to me in the week and he said, I saw Tom's thing the other day, and I was speaking to Tom, and he said you only have 2 mugs for your
No. I said you have 5 below, but you only have have 2.
He said you only have 2. He said you only have 2. I said yes, Mike, I only have 2, and he's like, that's a bit weird in that you've only got 2. I said, okay, Mike. Okay, here's a question for you. In your life, if you had to pick one, would you rather have 2 or 22? And he went, 22. That's ridiculous as well. And I was like, pick one. And he went, well, 2. Obviously, no one needs 22. And I went, exactly my point. Nobody needs 22 mugs on their own. Because he said, 22 is like a whole family or as a couple. No. One person, 22 mugs, ridiculous. More ridiculous than having 2. That's the fact, right? And I'll die on that hill. That's the fact. All right, done.
Hey, when the apocalypse comes and you all want tea, and I'm there, and you're like, all your stuff is gone. I've hoarded 22 mugs. Well, more votes were for 13 plus. I can tell you that, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you didn't frame the question properly, because yes, 13
my
plus
story
as a family is fine. Exactly.
I'm
you
writing
do
the
this
news
all the time. You do exactly. You're like the mainstream media. You kind of like frame it to be how you want it to sound. You're smart, you see. Like, if you'd have put on there mugs per person in the family, that would be a different thing.
I'm not winning that argument. Are you winning it? Like, are you crazy?
Exactly.
Why
you
would
just
I
admitted you wouldn't win it? You just admitted it.
I wouldn't frame it that way, would I? Jesus.
22 mugs. I'm willing to bet when you move in with Chloe, she will not let you have all those 22 mugs. Because I
know. She's already told me that I'm allowed 6, and I said I can get it. I was like, I want
to see, right? When you pick them, I want to see her smash all the ones that she's not allowed in the house. I want to see it.
I was like, no, I said I can get it to 8 to 10. I was like, that's what I'm willing to go down
ridiculous.
To. No, because 6 are in a set. I just held up 5 fingers. 6 are in a set.
Can't count now.
6 are a set.
Why do you need more than those 6? Why do you need more than those 6? If the set's that good, you wouldn't need any more.
I have like a tall one, which I like hot chocolate in.
Right, hot chocolate cup's done. Right, next one.
Okay, that's a nice one. And then I feel like I need to keep a Southend mug. So there's 8.
You don't need to keep Southend mug at all.
Yeah, I do. Southend.
Right. Okay. Southend mug. You keep that like as a thing to put fucking pens in or something on your desk, right?
I've got.
I'll let you off that.
I've got a Darth Vader mug that does that.
So what 6 drinks are you having in those sets then, Tom? You got a tea cup, a coffee mug.
I don't think I counted this one. This is on my desk.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. So you've got a tea mug, you've got a coffee mug, you've got a hot chocolate mug, you've got I'll even let you have like a lemon and ginger or mint tea mug. And I'll even let you have like a Lemsip mug. That's 5. How many more do you need?
Right, well, you need to have like you said, you've got 2 on rotation for your coffee, so I need 2 on rotation for all of those things.
I have 2, like 2 full stop.
Yeah, but then you
Unbelievable.
might be getting lemony zest in your coffee mug, and that's insane. What if it like stays
No,
there?
I use one of Laura's mugs for that, so it's fine. Doesn't
Oh,
bother me.
that's just madness.
Doesn't affect me. Insane. You are insane, so it's fine as long as you
Insane.
know
All
that.
right, on to the next trivial question. Okay, so I was at I know very fancies private members club on Friday. Got
You've changed. You've
I know
changed.
I got invited.
Fucking hell.
I am the riffraff they're trying to, but I then ever since, right, I have polled each of my clients, not a great like group, let's like and say in terms of like
Bit harsh with
economically.
bad clients.
So
Bit harsh.
they're good. They're a good group, but the in-person clients of what attire I had to wear. Okay, so private members club, and I had so dress. So the person who invited me, so 2 clients and their husband, one husband of not the they don't have one husband between the 2.
That'd be weird.
That was weird. And she was like, "Oh, it's smart casual, but you have to wear a jacket, and you're not allowed to wear any jeans."
That's smart, isn't it? Casual. There's nothing
Yeah,
casual about that.
yeah. I was like, well, there's nothing casual about that. I'm like, she was like, yeah, it's smart casual. Like, it's not a suit jacket. I was like, still a sports coat though. I have to wear a sports coat, and I'm not allowed to wear jeans, so I have to wear like smart chinos, I'm guessing, or suit fucking trousers. I was like, why can't I wear smart jeans? She's like, no, you can't wear. And obviously, like, you have to wear smart trainers, if not like dress shoes. And I'm like, how is this smart casual? I don't understand. It's obviously but then I was like, all the lawyers that I train agreed with her. She was like, yes, that's smart casual. All of the people who don't work in law, and one of them is a high street CEO of a clothing brands. And I was like, you're the definitive person. I was like, I need your opinion, Nick. And he was like, that's smart. He was like, we would detail that as smart in the high street. Because what they're saying is more business casual. Like that's what that
Yeah.
is. And he's like, they've addressed that wrong. That's business casual or whatever business. Business is suit. Business casual is like you're allowed slightly out and that no fucking like tie or anything like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
thank you. And I was like, yeah,
You were just gutted you
well,
couldn't wear your Vans, weren't you?
exactly. I had to wear common projects down.
That's what that means,
Crazy. I didn't before Chloe bought them as well. So. You want to look at they're the most understated shoe that I could possibly buy, but it's got like this little
Okay, yeah.
barcode on
Yeah.
the back.
School shoes. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, essentially what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but for an outrageous amount, and it's just like, oh, those are worth that, are they? Okay, cool. And that's better than what I currently wear. That's fine. Uh, but yeah, that was an interesting one because I was like, oh, how I was just tearing my like I don't know. I was just
You
annoyed
see that
by
it's a bit
the
weird out
whole
here because smart casual out here is very different because
yeah.
everyone here can wear like sliders and fucking get away with it. Do you know, like I think because of the heat, it's a little bit different.
Correct,
Obviously
yeah.
not been obviously you couldn't wear sliders to fucking, night out and stuff, but I've been to things during the day, which obviously because it's near a beach, maybe people feel like they can just wear a little bit more relaxed stuff, but there's definitely a big shift towards more relaxed kind of clothing attire over here.
Yeah.
Like very,
Because
very relaxed.
I was talking with one of my clients, and obviously he's a golfer as well. And like we were talking about that, how it leads into golf and what you can wear at golf. And I was like, because he got told off or was in a club and somebody got told off because they'd started so his club were making a crackdown, that was what was happening, on some of the younger guys, me and you, young guys, coming into the bar with sliders and flip-flops on. And I was like,
Yeah.
if you go to the best golf courses in Dubai, that's absolutely fine. I was
Yeah.
like, it's not an issue. I was like, I would have an issue not having socks on, I think. I would like, I
Yes.
think, I was like, as long as they got socks on, I think that's fine. I
The
think if it's barefoot, then I'm a bit weird about it. Yeah.
the guy I play with, Alex, he said he was back home and he once was playing and he wore his cap inside in the clubhouse,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
went absolutely mad at him.
I've had exactly the same. Yeah, yeah. Me and my friend Tom, we were members at Shooters Hill, and we walked into the Spike Bar. It's the Spike Bar is the bar that you're allowed your golf shoes in, and we were like, we went to order, and then the guy said before he literally said, "Take your hat off." No, like nothing, whatever.
It's just
Take your
so
hat off. Like
weird.
before, he was like, before you order, you have to take your hat off. And it's like, what? And also, same club. We were a member of this club for 3 years, and then we when we left, we like properly laid into them, and a lot of the young guys left because it was so stuffy. There was he got denied. He's a paying member of the club. He got denied he's allowed to play because he didn't have white socks on when he was playing in shorts.
Mad, isn't it?
But literally, the club pro, all they did was walk out and go, "You're not allowed on the course," and then walk back in his shop. Didn't go, by the way, guys, and he knew we were members. Like, by the way, guys, the club rule is white socks if you're wearing shorts. We sell some if you want to come and get some. That would be the right thing to do. Not, this was obviously,
Yeah.
I had a massive go at this guy because I was like, your people skills are fucking awful. No wonder you have no lessons. No wonder you nobody buys your fucking shit. And I was like, this Bosch. I was like, you're awful. That's so
Yeah.
pretentious. And you're wondering why members are fucking leaving. Or like young guys and aren't staying around. I'm like,
That's
mad.
crazy, man.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm for tradition, but when it's like stupid, it's like the common sense should prevail, no? Like it's stuff like there's certain like if you're a prestigious club, then I kind of get it. But like changing your shoes in the car park, some people don't like that.
Oh, come on.
It's like,
Fucking
come
hell.
on, man. Like it's a prime location because it's the easiest place to fucking do it. You're gonna put your golf shoes in the car and then turn into at least it can change your fucking shoes. Yeah, stuffy golf clubs, no bueno.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that in the UK, then it's like you said out here, it's a lot more chilled.
Chilled in it. Yeah,
Gentler.
it's just tradition that
Yeah.
until like the next generation takes over, like our generation, I guess, of like club captaincy or president or chairman, it's not going to change.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of get it at like some courses that are like really prestigious and they have everything. They go the whole hog where it's like you have to wear long socks or like you have to do blah blah blah. You have to wear like for example, like the
But
Ritz, you
yeah,
have to wear a jacket and a tie for breakfast.
yeah. I just think it's part of it, like with golf. I think the problem that golf are facing, certainly with like Live taking over, a bit more, is that it's a young man's game now coming through. They're the ones that are paying the money. They're the ones that are buying the clubs. They're the ones that are driving the shift towards more YouTube golf, right? It's kind of
Yeah,
like you're gonna have clubs that are going to be open to this, and like again, something like the JCB, right? If they decided to open up full time and they were to be more relaxed and chill with that, they're going to make more money in the long run with people that want to be that way. And I think that's one thing. I don't know if you saw about Rick Shields has obviously joined Live now with that, and I think it's just Live have just highlighted the future of golf. They've gone, okay, the PGA don't allow their players to do this stuff. They don't let them kind of have their own channels and do all these sorts of things. And they're just gonna wipe up all those youngsters and all those young kids and all those young people getting into golf. And they're not going to play at those clubs that are like that. They're just going to play at ones that are more fun, that allow music in the carts, that allow you to enjoy the game for what it is rather than the traditions per se. Just that shifting landscape, isn't it? Of just social media and content and how it's driving consumer behavior differently. And ultimately something like golf is gonna have to almost shift with the times a bit. Otherwise, clubs
yeah,
like
it's
that are
got
gonna not exist soon because they're gonna run out of money.
yeah,
It's crazy,
yeah.
isn't it?
Unfortunately, but yeah, smart casual. Let me know if you agree with me, people. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. All right, the question that I answered on my asked on my stories. Dan, you didn't? Did you post it? Did you
I
post
don't
it?
think
Did
I've
you?
seen it. I might have seen it. I might have just
You
scrolled
might not have
past it,
seen it.
mate, because you're boring me.
Oh,
Yeah, as normal.
classic. Was because I think we've had this conversation before on the golf course, but not about the gym. I certainly have had it with people. Because I think the first one was like if you had to pick a club in your golf bag that to use as a weapon, which one would you pick? And
Yeah,
I think
I see something you mentioned about the zombie apocalypse.
yeah, zombie apocalypse. Thank you. So in the gym, you're allowed one item or one thing from the gym. What is your zombie apocalypse weapon?
Okay,
Interesting, isn't it?
let me
So,
think
so
now.
I think there was like three people that had answered it, but before I came on here, and they.
Um,
Do you want some of their
yeah, give me some of
responses?
theirs. Yeah,
So
just
there was two people did the same thing. They
okay.
went for the tricep rope, and they both said like fucking nunchucks.
Yeah.
Interesting, but I don't want the. Do I want the zombies to get that close to me?
Well, I
But
think
obviously, it'd do a lot of damage.
it would do a lot of damage. I think my head's going towards right. I think a barbell is too heavy.
It's
I
too
think
big and
yeah,
unwieldy, right?
you
Yeah, it's
can't.
like
I'm because what I'm thinking is like gladiator shit, but I'm like you couldn't do that
you
as
can't
much.
do that.
But
No, no.
part of me is moving towards like either an 8 or maybe a 12 kilo kettlebell. I feel like you can
Interesting.
swing that quite heavy. Like if you went too heavy, you couldn't swing it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it needs to be 8 or 12. Like, is that enough? I mean, they could get your arms, couldn't they, or hands or whatever. But I think that's something that I think would work. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is like a lap pull down attachment. Do you know? Like
See,
it's a bit of a
that's what
weapon,
I
isn't
was
it?
thinking. Like the mag grip, like pull down attachments. They're a little bit like that, aren't they? And they're a little bit different. They're not as
Jagged,
long and
yeah.
they're more jaggedy, and they've got a bit more like oomph to them.
I mean, the other random one, skipping rope. If the gym's got one, that could fucking hurt, couldn't it? Do you know, like a bit more
Like
distance on
whip,
it. I think that
like
would
a
cut through a
fucking
zombie. That would cut through a zombie's neck. That wouldn't it?
like a in like Indiana Jones kind of whip situation.
Maybe, yeah. And some places do have
Yeah,
skipping ropes.
maybe this is where the functional kit comes in. Have we
Maybe.
got to think more
Oh,
functional?
what are the
The
Vipers?
Vipers. The Vipers is
Viper might be a little bit better.
basically gladiator-esque, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, that's
And you can
pretty
also
decent.
lunge with that a little bit,
Yeah,
as well as
just
yeah,
yeah.
What else is there? What else are we
Viper
thinking?
would be good shout. Somebody wrote gym pin. I didn't know what that was.
Well,
Uh,
that's the attachment that you add the weights to the pin with, but it's not very big. It's like
it's like that.
no, it's
That
not very
it's like
big.
yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
because I googled it. I was like, we don't have that at my club.
don't need it.
And
No one's strong enough.
no one's
Yeah.
strong enough to add weights to the machines.
Mm.
That's crazy talk. Yeah, but it's like thin and then thick. And he was like, yeah, you can jab someone with it or stuff like that and
Mm.
be sharp. I don't know. I feel like
I'd take the
that's
kettlebell over that. I'm taking a kettlebell over that
yeah.
every day.
I'm gonna take a bludgeoner more than like a
Yeah.
to get someone like that.
What was your initial thought then, Tom? What were you picking?
I don't know. I was just pondering it. And
I think it does
I was
depend on what zombies we've got, right? Because if we're talking Shaun of the Dead zombies, I'm happy with my kettlebell. I'll take it all day long.
okay.
If we're talking I Am Legend zombies, the Viper could also be quite defensive to be able to hold people back and push them around a little bit more because they're quick and strong, right? A little bit more. The kettlebell might be a bit clunky. Yeah,
I feel like a light Viper might be the way to go.
I think it could be,
Because you could
and
get like an 8 kilo one, right? And then you could bash that. You could
yeah,
do that like
yeah, and I think you could also attach stuff to that. If you had found some tape, you could get something sharp, a
mm,
knife or something attached to
mm.
it. Or kettlebell, you could wrap some barbed wire around it. That might work well. Look at me thinking like a fucking like Will Smith.
Because then my mate was like, "Oh, he asked ChatGPT." I was like, "Don't tell me. Let's do this live." I was like, "Let's ask ChatGPT." I love the last 7 days of me asking it very different things.
Yeah, Tom,
Formulas.
you were planning a wedding not long ago, and now you've got zombie apocalypse. Is everything okay?
And
I'm worried
literally,
about you.
it's like, can you tell me the compounding interest calculation for these two car options, and then wedding night in wedding invite addressing, and this, and then like, and yeah. Oh, if you had to pick a gym piece of equipment for a zombie, the what is the best gym equipment
In a zombie
for
apocalypse,
as a weapon just in case, because I did preface on the bottom of it. I'm not trying to work out the zombies. What is the best gym equipment as a weapon in a zombie? Oh, I can't spell apocalypse. It'll know what I mean. Will yours do the same?
I don't know. We'll read it out. I asked it in a zombie apocalypse, which piece of gym equipment would be best to use as a weapon?
I asked it, what is the best gym equipment as a weapon in a zombie?
And has it given you a list of? Has it given you a list of 7 things?
Yes, it has.
Right. All I'm going to say is my 2 choices are there. They're on it. They're on it.
So yeah. Yours. Like, is this ranked? So this has gone. This is where AI is going to fail, right? Number 1, barbell without weights. But cons are right. Heavy, slow.
Mine's got barbell with plates.
Oh, interesting.
If you're in a gym and grab a barbell, the weight can be your advantage. The long bar could give you some range and leverage, while the weights on the ends could deliver some solid blows. I mean, I don't know how strong ChatGPT is, but the sheer physics of the fact that there's weights on the end of it and you're holding the other end is quite tough.
It's quite tough, isn't it? Like dumbbells, single-handed blunt weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, like can crush skulls, easy to I love that. Can crush skull, easy to wield, and good use for close combat.
I love that with kettlebells. Why? Kettlebells are also solid, have a good weight distribution for swinging. That's my thought process.
Yeah, I think that's correct. But
compact, easily carried.
Requires good grip strength. I think of all the things, it's pretty easy to grip.
Yeah,
I think a kettlebell is better to grip than a dumbbell.
I'm just pleased that mine's there. Jump rope. Why? It's a bit unconventional, but jump rope could be used to trip or entangle zombies, or even create noise distractions to lure them away.
Noise distractions.
Didn't think about that. Kettlebell though was the best one.
Resistance bands in choking or trapping. Fair enough. Can you choke a zombie? Are they alive based on what their lungs are doing? They can't be, surely.
Who knows, mate? I've just asked it. Give me some more obscure suggestions. Okay. Foam roller for tripping, distracting, or even a quick stun to get away. A weighted vest, defense.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Like, put a weighted vest on, and then
I mean that's going to be heavy, isn't it?
That's the whole point of a weighted vest.
No, as in like for you to put it on.
Yeah. But it's still defense, though, isn't it? It's still like I'm dieting currently, so it's just what I weigh now. Once I diet.
Weighted jump rope as a whip. That's what I said. See the whip coming out.
Yeah, I think the weighted jump rope could be good. Yeah. Trying to think what else you could use.
These are definitely some unusual choices, but sometimes it's the out-of-the-box thinking that can save your life in a tight situation. Which of these do you think you'd actually use if you had to get creative in the moment? Fair play, ChatGPT.
I love it. It's got no kind of sarcastic tones of like. It's like, oh right, you guys are serious. Okay,
yeah, this could happen. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
they're like, what's going on planet Earth at the moment? Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that I picked the sensible choices there that actually required some thought.
Yeah,
do you know? I wonder if we asked the Chinese AI whether they would come up with some weirder things to go. Well, this is coming in year 2032, so this is what I need to start hoarding and planning. They're going to release something. When we release COVID-20 into the world, you're going to need to know some of this shit.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what happened.
There you go. Well, there you go, guys. When that comes up in your check-in with your next, every coach that listens to this, they're the re-asking their clients in the next check-in.
Yeah,
everybody. Boom. Also a good date topic, I think. That was, I think, when I dated, I think I asked somebody what would be the most, if you're a thief and you had to steal something that is only mildly inconvenienced someone from their house, what would it be?
All the batteries on the remotes.
All the batteries. I think that, or like all the light bulbs.
Or the other one that someone said was one of each shoe. Like all the left shoes.
All the left shoes. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah. Light bulbs is one I feel like would be funny. They'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake, just like in the dark slightly. Would you? It's not something you can do anymore, but maybe back in time would be like change all the clocks and like maybe put them back an hour or something like that. Might mildly inconvenience you, but obviously they're all automated now, so that's boring. Yeah, I think batteries, light bulbs, and shoes would be good. All right, man. Last topic because I'm bored of you. You got a choice. Either we slightly rant about some of the let's say poor PTing. You know me that I try to give people the benefit of doubt when I see coaching, and maybe you've had an experience as well. But it was happening right in front of my eyes. Or we go, are we as fit as a 40-year-old? Because I've saved a thing from Dan Founder. 7 fitness tests every 40-year-old man should be able to pass.
Ooh.
Pick
what
one.
would they be?
All right, fuck. Well, pick a topic. Are we ranting, or are we seeing whether we're going to do this?
I think we can see what we can do.
All right,
go on.
No.
Let's go through those tests. I don't want to rant. I've had enough of ranting.
Yeah, interesting. Bomb.
I reckon there'll be. I mean, is there any surprises in it, or is it 7 ridiculous tests?
I don't know why can't I click through?
I don't know. Maybe it's just rant then, Tom. If you can't do that,
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Get it sent over.
Well, why can't I do it on my laptop? It won't let me view them all. It won't let me slide.
The laptop's broken.
Well, there's an interesting thing on maybe video carousels you cannot do on your desktop or view.
Possibly.
Sort it out, Instagram.
Broken it, mate. Useless. Changing so much at the moment. You see, that's the problem. Where are you sending it to me?
On Instagram. Oh, do you want it on? Do you want it on Zoom?
Well, no, sorry. I'll load up my Instagram, mate. It's fine. It's just.
I'll send it. I'll put it on Zoom as well.
No, you're fine. Send me the link directly.
It's in the chat.
Right. Let me see if I can't open it as well.
Well, I can open it. I just can't. I can't scroll. Oh no, I can. We're good. Yeah, I couldn't see. I couldn't see the. I couldn't see the arrow. Right.
Tom.
Number one. Well, the arrows are bigger on the outside of it, and you can't see them on the inside. There's some feedback. Make the arrows different color.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I need glasses. Might be the latter. Right. Number one. Run a mile in under 10 minutes.
I'm really bad with miles. How far's a mile? 1.6 kilometers?
1.6 kilometers.
Yeah. Agree with that one. You should be able to
do that. You'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
I love that at the bottom it goes, this translates to roughly a 9-minute mile pace. No shit. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Squat your own body weight. Yeah, easy.
I mean, that's, should be fucking mandatory, Jesus Christ.
You say that, but again, I think a lot of people can't, though.
Yeah. That's why it's a smashing goal.
Farmer carry your body weight for 2 minutes. That's
pretty tough.
I think I'd struggle with that at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd struggle as well. I've also...
That is no way comparable to the other two.
No.
Is it?
Farmers, like, if it was with farmer carry handles, like proper farmers carry ones, yes. If it's just with dumbbells, I think I'd struggle. Tough, if it was with kettlebells, I think I'd have a chance. Because of how the weight's distributed over your grip, it's tougher. So dumbbell farmers carries are harder than kettlebell because of where the weight's distributed over your like the mechanics. So yeah, that would be my thoughts. That would be depends what equipment you're giving me. The lad on the video has just got dumbbells, so I think I struggle because I recently did 100 kilo like farmers carry, didn't I, for something. And no chance I was doing that for fucking 2 minutes. No chance at all.
Before, complete 5 unbroken chin-up pull-ups. Yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Sit and raise test. What's a sit and raise test? I was going to show you. Oh yeah, you get that. Well, I couldn't do that with my knee currently, so yeah. But other than that,
yeah, that's literally just go into. A lot of guys can't sit cross-legged though.
Yeah, I can't right now because my fucking knee. So there you go.
But I'm always like, what did you do at like primary school? We all sat like that though.
Yeah,
we had to like assemblies, no? And then like you'd accidentally leave it that way for a little bit too long, and then your leg goes numb.
Yes, always.
Number six, 25 unbroken push-ups.
Yeah, that's all right.
I think I'd be able to do that. My
You would.
pushings,
You would
my
be able to do
pushing
that.
sucks. That's the only
I can
thing.
do that now, so you'd be able to do that.
Okay. Because I don't do that much volume on push-ups, so I don't even do many push-ups, if I'm honest. But yeah, I feel like I should be able to do that. But
dead hang for 1 minute. Yeah, that's easy as well.
that's the easy. Yeah, I think that's easy.
I just don't see how that farmer's carry one seems like the odd one out there. If that's that farmer's carry for a minute, I'm like, yep, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think that's a huge thing.
Considering maybe
2 minutes.
these are like fitness tests for maybe not quite the fittest human, so therefore maybe their weight is reasonably high comparative to their strength. And it's also a massive piece of like research, isn't it? And a thing that medicals go back to all the time is grip strength. They will absolutely look at that every single time, I don't think it's usually a relation of like, if you've got good grip strength, then you're normally healthier. Usually the case of like you lift weights and shit. Yeah.
Well, you lift weights,
So yeah, it's an interesting one. That'd be the outlier, wouldn't it? That'd be the outlier.
Just based on again having tried it and knowing that's a lot of weight to.
Yeah, I know. Like from someone who did a test with 100 kilos, like let's say that's 10 kilos off what I normally weigh. Like that's like fucking up. I think I'd struggle. Interesting. I want to rant anyway, Dan.
Oh, he's going to rant anyway. Fuck it.
My issue, as I'm going through this, if you made it this far, congratulations. I'll only take 2 minutes of your time. The main thing, I didn't really mind what was happening. Like one of the coaches fucking batshit crazy anyway. And he's like, so there's one that's called like something, he's named his product the something method. And it's just like, as soon as someone, I'm like, that's probably wishy-washy. And it's just made up on the spot. It's just as many exercises you can fit into an hour as possible. Fucking bullshit. He looks in good nick. His client looks like he's having the worst time in like ever. And he looks confused and puzzled the whole time. That was happening in one corner. Another corner, there's another guy who just like, again, just pairs and triplets the stupidest exercises, almost like pre-fatigue, somebody going into like pull-ups. And then, but is also the person who like spots them on everything they do. Like if they're doing like a fucking cable row, he'll be like pulling the cable up and like in and out with them and doing this. I'm just like, fuck off. Like it's really, I would be so annoyed if somebody was doing that to me. Those are both awful, but I think the one I got most annoyed by was the lad that he's obviously lost the confidence to tell his client to stop doing something. And they're squatting. And it's just the classic, like, it's just a knee bend, if that. Like, it's absolutely incredible. It's reaching 10 to 15 degree knee flexion. And the client must know he's doing something wrong. He must. And he's gone barbell on back, fucking back pad, of course, on, puts the 10 kilos on, doesn't squat to any depth with the 10 kilos on. Puts another 10 kilos on. So now we've got 2 10s on. Obviously can't squat. So doesn't squats to even less depth with the 60 kilos. Then puts another fucking weight on. And again, he can't squat. And he's just here doing these kind of, I don't know, cat sex maneuvers up and down. And I'm like, what?
Tom watches cat sex.
Every day. Then it frustrates me so much that I'm not at third space anymore, so I don't have the I have the ability. I don't have the what would be the authority to go over and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, not I do that in first base, but if I see something slightly bonkers, I'm like, it makes the company look bad, blah blah blah. With this kind of thing, I'd be like, "Can you come see me after this session, please? I just want to chat about something." That I wasn't allowed to do that, obviously, as one of the education guys. And I tried to give the rationale for a lot of stuff, but it fucked me off so much. And I don't know why. I think I was having a bad day. Also, I'm getting hangrier and hangrier, I think. Um, it was just, if you're a coach, have the fucking confidence to tell your client what you want them to do. But if you don't know, also, you must know you're the outlier in the room, that everybody else is squatting to something or down to something, or shock. A lot of us go, actually, I'm going to stick some fucking plates up. Like we've got a gym that has got several wedges that we can get around poor mobility if we just want to load up their quads and glutes and stuff. That's absolutely fine. I'd love that. Go goblet squat. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're trying to achieve. The guy's got no leg definition, like nothing there. He's built like a fucking sack of potatoes. I'm like, just let him lift simply so he gets some progress. Because I've seen this guy lift for a year and he's done the same session week in, week out as well.
I feel exactly the same when I watch content, mate. So I know how you feel. Like it's on the daily, you just feel like there's just no one upskilling, learning, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I see coaches post their content online. Like I see coaches, saw one the other day, and it was just like the form on it's embarrassing, and yet the person's like posting their stuff as if they're an authority and as if like they're amazing. I can't get my head around the whole like coaches that post stuff and they're trying to do it in a way to show people that they're making progress. But I look at them, I'm like, you don't even look like you lift. And based on the videos you just shown me, you don't lift. You can't lift. Like you're not even going to anywhere near full range of motion. And you kind of feel like, is there just a complete lack of understanding? Is there a lack of education? Is it a lack of, do they just not care? And look, it's like we always come back to what we always say about fitness industry is it's not saturated with good people. It's saturated, but it's not with anyone good or anyone that knows anything. And I think that the problem comes about with PTing, that I think as a personal trainers they get away with it, but they can't get away with online, right? Is that client probably just doesn't want to have that awkward conversation of leaving, of going, oh, don't want to work with you anymore. Whereas online, it's a lot easier to send a text, be like, okay, I'm just going to cancel coaching or cancel the payments. Whereas there's this thing sometimes online coaching with in person where that client may quite like the trainer on a personal level and like personality match is okay. So they just keep coming because they give them the benefit of the doubt. And they don't really know any better and they don't really have any other options and it's just part of their daily life. And I think that's where personal trainers get a huge wake-up call when they go online because they might be able to do all right in person. They might get a few clients in person, but they're sticking around because they got a half decent chat and they make the person's day a bit better, but they don't actually get them any results. And people go online where they're expected to then get a result and do better and they can't. I think that's where a lot of them struggle. And I think the problem with the way that personal training in person is set up is that poor trainers can still keep their clients because they don't really know much better. And it's weird, man. Like it must be tough seeing it. I mean, obviously, I see a lot of PTs in Dubai, and obviously, I don't pay too much attention to be honest. But the quality of training out here is poor, like as well. And I think it's because they don't know people who are hiring these PTs just don't know any better because in the gym they aren't the worst, even though they're still bad. And it is based on that personality match, unfortunately. Yeah, I just feel like people don't really give a shit anymore. PTs
I know
just
that's
don't
the
give a
thing.
shit.
Like, and that's I've made a massive conscious effort with my content from January of showing way more of like I'm barely on there now in terms of like me moving. I'm like, I just want to show you what all my clients are fucking doing and how they move. And how I'm like, I'm not going to put it up if I'm not proud of how they move or what they've been doing. That's the thing. I'm just like trying to make that connection of like once if you go as far as I'm concerned, I'm you speak from a business point of view. If you go on a coach's feed and there's none of their clients up there doing stuff or at all, you're kind of like, do you work with anybody or do you get anybody's results? I don't. I always think of it when the videographers like reach out to you and they've got 6 posts, and I'm like, why don't you post one of the videos that you've made for someone on here? That would seem like a logical thing to do. Just put it on the little thing. I made this like 2-3 seconds before. Just go, I made this for this person. And then that's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
That would be annoying. But yeah, I made a conscious effort of trying to put like my clients, how they work out, what they're doing, what they should look like when they work out, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it just that one in particular really, it just frustrated me. And I've been there in terms of being that coach trying to make a client that's been doing something maybe incorrectly for a few weeks or a month or so, and like I've tried to like drill it in, but I would never maybe as a first coach, but my gym is not full of newbie coaches. It's a premium place to be in. Like,
yeah, I think that's the main thing for you. Is like if you're in a pure gym looking around, you kind of go, oh,
I give them like, they're learning, they don't need better. Like
it's the cost that the clients are paying, right? That's the mad
100%. Yeah, that's what I get annoyed about as well. I know that person is possibly paying up to like probably the most expensive like sessions in my gym with coaches like 170 to 200 quid an hour, and I'm like, that's insane if that's the level that guy is expecting. And I'm like, the level of service, it's just like technical ability. It's just like, oh, give a shit, man. Like, read the room, look around. Something's different. And if you're the outlier in a facility that has really fucking great coaches, what's the issue? Like, it's yeah, it really annoys me. Really annoyed me.
Some people just don't have that self-awareness, do they? You know, like it's.
Yeah. But I think he does. I really think he like look. He's yeah. Shock. It's like just a bodybuilding lad who I know he does like modeling on the side. Like he's just like that and that. That's it.
Just doesn't care.
Doesn't. I honestly think it's down to it's like it's not his main thing, and he doesn't care. And it's that conversation as well. Like if somebody's been. Have you? I'm sure you've had it when you're one-to-one coaching, right? Of like, or maybe somebody's come from a different coach and you've gone, I actually don't like the way you're doing that. I want you to do this instead. Like push-ups are a big one for me. Like I'm quite particular about like how people make a V with their kind of elbows and from their head, and I actually get them to touch their chest to the floor before anything, and I ask them not to touch their hips at all. Just so it looks like a fucking push-up. And I make them do a hell of a lot of reset push-ups. And people are like, these are hard. I'm like, yeah, because you're not fucking going into like thoracic extension straight away. It's insane. And your hips aren't lagging. I want them up the whole time. It's a big bugbear for me. You must have had those kind of things. No? Yeah. No? Yeah.
Sure, mate. Like it's obviously for me it's a long time ago, right? But
yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess it's the same like when because obviously you take people from other business coaches and you're like, okay, you've been doing it like this. Okay, cool.
Well,
maybe we try this.
The thing I still get shocked by is when, you know, every single time we do our first exercise with coaches, they literally go, no one else has explained it like this before ever. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh, they just say do this, this, and this. And I'm like, what? No one's ever gone over it like this level with you. Like, no, never heard it explained like this before in my life. And I think straight away for us, it's like, well, you know that they go, oh, this is going to be different then, straight off the bat, rather than the same old shit that they get. And I think it's the same with personal trainers. I just don't think that they're trying something that's different. They're just copying what every other coach does. Like every other coach, right? Every other trainer has that initial consultation. How about you do it as a movement-based thing? How about you get them in the gym where they want to be, rather than sit them down and ask them a bunch of questions? Why don't you do the movement screen with them and ask them the questions at the same time? They're going to go, oh, this is different. Yes, this is fucking different. Well, I'm better than everyone else. Do you know? Like, it's those little things that I think personal trainers just don't do because I'm a PT. I must sit down and have a consultation and write all this on a form and write it all down and make sure that it's proper and look them in the eye and weigh them. And oh my God, just fucking get them in the gym, right? They want to lose weight. We know that. They want to be healthier. We know that. You don't need to ask them that question. I hear. Go see how they move, right? Ask them what they do like or they don't like in the gym, where they feel comfortable in the gym. Like, it's just like, come on, like, just be different. And they go, oh, no one's done this before. Yeah, you never had a train like this before. Are they going to stay for longer? Quite possibly, just based on that alone. Yeah, it's not hard, is it? Like, it's not hard. I don't think it's hard to do that. Maybe,
So
it is.
are, mate.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe I'm wrong. Right.
All right. Right. Rant over. All right.
Rant over.
Done. Yeah. All good. All good. Oh yeah. I've literally not publicized it at all, but I've got a combine intake that's happening now.
Get on it.
It was
Yeah.
it's almost like I had a lot of other shit to do and I totally forgot that it was
Almost.
coming around. Yeah, it starts on the 10th of February. You can join a wait list now. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you need to know.
Do that. Get involved.
Wonderful. I think, yeah, I've already got a few on the wait list, and I think I just put a story about it yesterday, or today. Yeah, that's about it. So wonderful. If you've got any questions, come and ask me. If you're a coach, shock you probably are if you listen to this, it's probably something for you. That's the thing. Wonderful. All right, Daniel. Thank you for having me.
Enjoy your chat with the bloke.
I will. Thank you. That's a horrible way to call my fiance.
Well, you know what I meant.
The other one.
The male wedding planner. Enjoy.
Male Chloe. Yeah, it's fine. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We will catch you next week.
Good.